All right, this is a quick impromptu one, but we was listening to Benjamin Dixon's show, and he was talking about the how the Supreme Court Justice Kennedy, I believe it is, how he's retiring. That leaves it open for a worse person to take his spot. And then he's talking about the Red Hen, I believe it's called, the one that Sarah Huckabee Sanders was kicked out of because the employees did not want to serve her, so the manager said, you got to leave. And when Bernie Sanders was asked about the situation, he was like, I believe everybody has a right to eat. So he was unhappy with that. And the reason that Benjamin Dixon was unhappy about that was because, as Benjamin Dixon said, it's because it is so soft, it's so weak that it's all we're doing is placating to the racist right wing, their drive, their need, because they are very animated in what they're trying to do with their agenda and get everything going. And they've done it. This is a country where the right wing is so racist, so messed up that it's okay for Democrats, what was supposed to be on the left, to move center right during Obama, but now they are in the right wing, and since the Democrats are not as racist as the right wing is, then we confuse that for for being progressive when they are just right wing the way it was back in the 80s and 90s. That's the problem. But Sidra can't understand why Benjamin Dixon is pissed off with Bernie doing that. And I'm gonna let her have to, okay, here girl.
All right, so Bernie Sanders is from a time where when they were beating him in the heads, they civilly protested. Okay? So he's not going to feel comfortable with Sarah Huckabee Sanders getting kicked out of a restaurant because of her political beliefs, because then that opens the doorway for them to start kicking folks out of restaurants, as they already do, but even more so because you're a woman, because you're black, whatever. That's where he's from. So he doesn't want to go back to that, even if she is an abomination of a person. That wouldn't make me done with Bernie, because Bernie is the only one that is still championing the things that we need in this country. Fuck Hillary, fuck Elizabeth Warren. There ain't nobody else. Everybody else is bought and paid for. So Bernie's the only one. All Benjamin Dixon doing is sitting there, on his throne bitching. He's not doing no more about it. He's not giving solutions to the problem. The only other solution is for people to change their minds, change their hearts, and vote the motherfuckers out. So I'm done with Bernie Sanders. Who gives a damn? You have to think about everything in context. Bernie's not going to want that. He's not going to be like, yes, let's kick them out of the restaurant. Let's not let them eat. No, that's not what he was founded on. That's not his foundation. So he's not going to promote that.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hear now. See, initially when she was like, "Is Bernie's from a different time," and I was thinking, well, that's the problem right there. But I wanted to listen, and I kept listening, and yeah, I mean, we can't do that stuff. We can't start, discriminating. But I don't honestly. What else is left? Bernie doesn't want that. Okay, fine. But you know what? I'm not a fanboy of Bernie Sanders. I'm not a fanboy of anybody, really. So for me, I'm like, Bernie Sanders said that? Okay, cool. I know what he meant. It's like, well, you know what? Because it's a business. What'd she do? She wanted to go in there and eat. All right. That's the one way to look at it. It's a business. Like The Godfather. It's not personal. It's just business. All right. So it's just business. She goes in, she eats. There's no need for all that personal stuff. All right. The problem is, as I said in the last video, I think I'll probably try to do a little better job here, is what happened is she got slapped in the face by her own political and world views. She don't give a damn if she wants minorities out of the country. She has no problem traumatizing and eradicating kids and adults and teenagers alike, so long as they're not white. That's her issue. She goes along that with Trump and everything. So because of that, because she has no problem with discrimination and how people, I mean, you know, you're gay, you can't get a cake. You're gay, you shouldn't get married. You're gay, you shouldn't be in a relationship at all. You shouldn't even have civil partnership or none of that. So the restaurant is like this. We don't like you. Am I right? That's in a red state. It's not deep red, but it's red, you know. So if she got kicked out of a restaurant called the Red Hen in a red state, how bad off is she? That's the question. Okay, here, what?
Okay, Trump is racist through and through. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think that Sarah Huckabee Sanders is racist. I think she's along the lines of Hillary. And I always say this: when you're dealing with a racist, you know exactly where they're coming from. But if they're truly and genuinely non-empathetic, completely apathetic, it's even worse because it doesn't matter. That's the only way that she can get up there every day the way she does and lie like it's the gospel. She don't care as long as she's getting paid. That's why what happened to her won't have an effect, like you said, because she doesn't care. She doesn't care about the issues. She don't care about the crying babies away from their parents. She don't care about the dying black men in the street for no reason. She don't care that people are impoverished and have no money. She doesn't care. She got this position in the White House. She's making money. She's on TV. She'll say whatever she got to say. She'll lie how she wants to and feel fine because she does not care. Just like Hillary didn't care. So she could say what she want to say at home, in front of the banks, in front of the TV and the reporter. She could say whatever she had to say. She could have hot sauce. She could have the food wrapped in foil in her purse. She could have anything she had to have, anything she had to say to get what she wanted because she didn't care about any of it. She just wanted that power. And that's what Sarah is. She don't give a shit. She don't care. So she gonna do what she got to do and say what she got to say. And if Trump said bend over and take it in front of Melania and sing a happy tune, she probably would if she can keep a hold of that power. So it doesn't matter. She'll never wake up and see because she doesn't care to.
So basically, there's no way to reach her. She and people like her that have no empathy, it's just business. So it's not where the wind blows, it's where the money comes from. Yeah. So if it was someone, let's say if it was Bernie Sanders, who's a big money donor, she would be probably promoting, you know, everything that progressives are trying to promote because that's who's.
I believe that.
So she's basically like Dave Rubin. That's
yes.
what you did.
Yes, just like that. It makes no difference as long as you get paid.
So basically, using her, you can't use someone who has zero empathy and they only go where the money comes from. You can't reach them. There's no point in arguing about them. So it lets you know that what you're faced with when it comes to politicians is you're going against someone and most likely the Republican in total. Where does the money come from? That's where you lean. So you've got racist people with this big money giving racist people this money saying, be racist. We don't care. Just make sure you deregulate us so we can do all the crazy crap we want and make more money. And we can give you chump change of that money. But that makes you a little bit richer. And they're like, sure, we'll take it. And the Democrats do the exact same thing. So, I mean, as Sidra said, I mean, Benjamin Dixon isn't doing anything. I'm going to be honest with you. I've heard him say that we've got to get out the street and talk. We got to get out in the street and preach our side. I've heard him say that. I've heard that, but I have not heard him offer a solution. I've never heard him offer solutions. I don't hear anyone offer solutions other than whatever promotes their show. That seems to be, that's my problem. And I haven't talked about, I've done one on Jank before. I'm hesitant because I know I'd probably bury the living shit out of him. It would be scathing and factual what I would do. And Sidra says that, you know, basically for Benjamin Dixon, he gives a fuck because he's not trying to solve it. I can't recall anything that he said in his last video that we just listened to that, you know, there's no solution. Not one. So we have solutions, you know, and for this, honestly, the Supreme Court justice, that's going to happen, all we can do, honestly, is just get some petitions going. That's about it. But nobody's going to listen because they have no empathy. Judges have absolute power. That's what's messed up. You can't get rid of them. You can't get rid of a small time judge in your local city or town. So you can't get rid of a Supreme Court justice. And Trump seems to be doing whatever he wants to do, which is basically whatever the evangelicals want him to do. So when it comes to solutions, honestly, we got to have a progressive party. Separate ourselves from Democrats. And there needs to be two parties in this system. And move forward from there. And if you know somebody that's trying to start a party, talk to them about it. Send them here. Let us know what you think down there in the comment section below. We want to know what you think. Should there, do you think what Bernie Sanders said and just simply say, look, it's basically his business, let her eat. Do you think that has a bearing on anything political or social? When it comes to the Supreme Court, do you think a petition, do you personally think a petition would even work? When it comes to Benjamin Dixon and other progressive talk shows on YouTube or any other place, do you think they offer solutions? Let us know what you think in the comment sections. And for those that might show up to listen to this, they'll be able to see what you think. And I think what you think is important, so I want to see it, and I think others deserve to see it. This is Cedric Kennedy and Sidra Owens for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.